Hi, it's Hans at ahappierman.com. Today's topic is another friend of the family died. Well, I've got quite a few videos on friends and people dying, and I hate to be morbid about all of this, but I do this to remind you and me that our time is limited, and you have to get busy in the living of your life and enjoying it while you can. You don't know how much time you have. There's no guarantee that you will have a long life, right? So, and along with the enjoying it, a lot of what I talk about is a way to enjoy your life better is to cut out the things that you don't enjoy or that are causing you issues, frustrations, and misery. So I talk about how, I have a book called Leave Your Wife and Become a Happier Man with the 3-step system available on the ahappierman.com website. So in my case, leaving my wife was like cutting out a very, very frustrating part of my life to try to have a better life. And so, if you have a bad marriage, if you're in a bad relationship, this is probably what you need to do. But this kind of applies to almost everything in that you can easily improve your life by cutting out things that are not working out for you, and then finding that creates some time to explore the things that might be much, much better for you. And certainly if you aren't doing all kinds of stuff that you don't want to do, you'll probably have time to do the stuff you want to do, right? The things that are good for you. You can make more changes positively to better your life when you're not bogged down doing things you don't want to do. So getting back to the friend of the family, it was one of my dad's college roommates, and they developed a great friendship when they were in college, and then they stayed in touch all those 50 some odd years later. This fellow, I think I mentioned him, he came to my dad's funeral, and you could tell he still loved my dad, which was sweet to me, tender. You love to see friends stay close forever. And he gave a nice little talk, and I appreciate that. And he passed, right? The fellow who gave the talk, he just passed. He had cancer. He learned about the cancer last July, and now it's October, so 3 months. Sounds like they kind of threw the kitchen sink at him with chemotherapy and everything. And when my mom had talked to him and such, and of course I'm like, it sounded like doing the chemotherapy would be a big mistake, because you're going to die with that type of cancer. Why bother with all of that? But that's a whole different subject. Getting back to the friend of the family, so that my dad, my mom and dad and that fellow and his wife, they would get together from time to time. Not a lot. They lived in different parts of the United States, so it wasn't like a real convenient thing. But they were there for each other. They could get together over the years. They kept track of each other. And that's very, very, very nice. Very, very nice. The fellow who passed, he was married, same, kind of early 80s-ish age. 80s, that's a good long while to live. Now, it sounded to me like he wasn't really expecting this at all. He had a checkup in June of this year, and the doctor told him everything is fine. A month later, everything is not fine. Obviously, probably what they checked in June wasn't anything having to do with what the real problem was, right? the doctors are humans. They only know so much. They're only going to do so much for you. There's only so much they can do when the Father Time is reaching for you. I find all of this dying and stuff is very, very sad to me. But I think it's important to talk about it and be open and honest about it, that it's coming for us, and that you should not wait to make improvements in your life to try to have, a good dose of happiness while you're here. Hopefully, there's an afterlife and all of that we can have everlasting, whatever it is we're supposed to have. None of us knows that that's a thing. So I would argue that we better try to make a little bit of happiness here on the earth, where we know we're here. we know we're here. We know what's making us miserable, and we should try to cut it out. We know the types of things that make us happy, and we should try to do those things. And by all accounts, this fellow who passed, he had a pretty good life. It looks like he had a nice, long, satisfying career. He had a very nice wife, a couple of kids, and it sounded like everybody in his family just, really loved him and adored him. And I know my mom and dad, thought the world of him, and that means a lot to me. So kind of feel good. Maybe they're palling around up there now, But getting back to us on the Earth realm, he did sound like he played a lot of golf, sound like golf was his game, and he spent a lot of time playing golf and enjoying that part of life. Personally, golf, I can take it or leave it, but if you love to do it, do it. And it sounded like he loved to do that, and that's what he did. So good luck. All for now.